If we don't do anything else, we are going to be together. All right, let's go.
All right, folks, welcome back to the NCAA 11 Texas A&M Dynasty. We got the leg lock mercenary here again. Say hello.
Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, thanks for having me back, man.
Okay, looks like we are live on Twitch as well. He did change the title, so I have to change that back. I guess Tom was on here a while ago, so I gotta. Right.
Tom was on here.
Yeah, from the Retro Sports Gamer channel.
Oh, okay, bet.
Yeah. So I think I muted you when you first said hello. So you should be unmuted now. So I got this restream thing. I already told you about that. I can go to stream to Twitch and YouTube. So gotta manage it. Yeah, at the same time.
Oh, sweet.
So you can kind of, play both of them at the same time. It's kind of cool.
All right. Okay. Oh, we're setting up a new season?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go.
So I finished last season 6-6. No, 7-5. It was 6-6 overall and 4-4 in conference. So just pretty much the definition of middle of the road.
Oh yeah. No, it's like my amateur MMA career I was exactly 500, 7-1. You can't get no more middle of the road than that. 7 wins, 7 losses, and 1 tie.
So
1 draw.
So does the tie count?
It counts as 500.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's exactly middle of the road.
Did you feel like you won that one?
Man, I've always been a believer, or I guess my hardest my own hardest critic, I guess I would say. But no, I felt like I got whooped. I mean, initially it's like, man, why don't I win? But you go down and you sit and you relook at the videos, whatever, and like, hey, I could have improved here. Like, damn it, why'd I do that? But it's like in any sport, hindsight's always 20/20. You know what I mean? It's a lot different being out there in real time. Some guys are great where they can slow time down and move like they're in the Matrix, making crazy decisions. But everybody's always a champ after they watch the video.
Yeah, I know how that feels when at least when I'm competing. It's like, man, if I had just not gone that day, I would have not lost.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, it's like that, man. But I mean, it's an intangible skill to be able to have, man. That ability to bounce back. A lot of the best athletes, they have that, or that competitive drive to come in and be the best every day, and want to murder every day. I mean, case in point, like Michael Jordan, like bro, it's like every day he comes in, every practice, every game, same level of intensity, day in, day out. And whether you win or lose, and say God forbid you beat him, because he's gonna come back and destroy you. After that, it's gonna be embarrassing, you know. But that's a skill right there.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to set up my recruits, and
Yes.
I actually don't need that much. I just need two cornerbacks, a center, a fullback, and a free safety. So I guess I just do what everybody else does and see who's in the top 10, or see which prospects I'm in the top 10 of, and then kind of go from there. Because if you just start reaching and they have like no interest in you and they live in like Oregon or someplace that's across the country, it's a little bit harder to find the recruits that are more willing to come to your school.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Now, this is in this 2K. Did they have the things where you can like boost the like add pipeline states, or was that in this year, or was it in a
Yeah,
later year?
right now Texas and I think Louisiana are my pipelines.
Mhm.
I don't know if you can add more than that.
Okay. Yes, I remember in one of the games, man, I had the craziest pipeline. It was like 14 states or
Well, you
something.
keep are you like paying for the pipeline? Because I know I think you can, in some of the later games you could pay for it.
Yeah, it's like an achievement or something. Get like a boost after, or like after you win so many games or so many championships, you can increase your pipeline or make it bigger.
Yeah, I guess I never really understood that. I just thought it was like your home state and maybe one more that you drew recruits from.
Hmm. No, it's just you know, wherever like say that you might have a like one of the college conferences that are heavy in your area, like a couple of states. They might have a pipeline from like, you know, three, four different states in the area. They're like California is probably its own damn pipeline. You know, it's
There's people that want
California
to
and Texas.
there's people that want to cut that state in half. You got North
Yeah.
and South California because it's such a large piece of the country.
Is it bigger in square mileage than Texas?
I want to say that Texas is the largest, but California and Texas are like, right there.
Oh,
I
Alaska
guess,
is by far the biggest. By far the biggest state.
okay.
Yeah, like
I
you can
guess
fit.
looking at the maps, I guess those are not to scale.
Yeah.
It's like, why does Alaska look so small?
No, man, I think Alaska would cover up like half of the, over about half of the United States, something like that.
Well, you can look it up. Which state is the largest in, I guess, square mileage?
All right, before I look it up, what's your answer?
I would say Texas.
I'm gonna say Alaska. See what Google says here. You ready for this one?
Yep.
Largest states in land area. Number four, Montana.
Okay.
Number three, California. What was your choice again?
Texas.
Texas. Okay, Alaska and Texas are number one and two. Number two, with 261,914 square miles of land area. Texas. All right. Man, this is crazy. Listen to this number. 570,641 square miles in Alaska. All right. that is bigger than 2, 3, 4, and 5 put together.
Alaska
You can
is?
fit the four. Yeah, you can fit the four biggest states inside of Alaska, or the next four
Okay.
biggest.
I guess that's not... I mean, that makes sense. I mean, the largest would probably be able to fit several of the smaller ones in it.
No, but there's not several of the smaller ones. It's
I mean, they're
the
big,
next four. Yeah, the next four biggest.
but they're going to be even bigger. Or the biggest one's going to be bigger than all of them, so...
Yeah, you know, not combined though, man. That's crazy. I mean, it. I guess if you went with the smaller states, just doing the math. You put like the 30 smallest states can all fit inside of Alaska. Fun fact for the day.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got Rhode Island, it's like a city and a half. Connecticut. Vermont. Those are probably like mountain ranges in Alaska.
Yeah, pretty much. I grew up out that way, man. I know. I mean, to drive to the next closest city from Anchorage, Fairbanks, the drive is like 10 hours. I mean, you got small little towns along the way, but it's not like living in a metro area, where huge city after city after city. It's like, nope. You drive 7 hours and driving 7 hours and nothing.
The only experience with
Hey, I'm gonna take
Alaska.
a break to get a drink real quick.
Okay, cool. Alright, I'm gonna mute his microphone because he got a lot of background noise. So I set up my recruiting board. I think I already redshirt all my players. Let me see. Sherman. He's gonna be my... I'll redshirt Sherman. Probably don't want to redshirt any of those guys. You're back?
I am back.
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
sorry, there's a little parts. Had to grab a drink.
All right.
All right, who we got returning this year? What superstars we got returning from last year's squad?
So we got Roddy Wood at QB.
Roddy Wood.
Yeah. So it was a little bit easier to throw the ball with him because he's got more accuracy, but he still missed a lot of crucial passes. But even more than that, it was the wide receivers just not having hands.
Yeah, no, your wide receivers, they all got arthritis, man. I'm sorry to inform you.
I think I threw almost exclusively to my 4-star freshman tight end, and he caught it most of the time, but it seems like on third downs they would drop it a lot. So, but
I'm thinking, man, we can probably try to maybe even run some triple option this year with a Tremblay. You think about that one?
I was thinking about doing like read option, maybe have some packages for him.
Yeah, definitely put him in that goal line package. Has he got a good break tackle?
He actually does. He's got 87 speed, 87 break tackle, and he's only 6'2", 176.
Got 82 break tackle.
87.
Oh, yeah, man. Hey, put him in like a little goal line package or something.
Yeah. I
Oh,
guess
63, 63 truck.
yeah, 78 elusiveness, 79 ball carrier. Spin move 75, juke move 83. His accuracy is just slightly lower than Bo Ward, who was a starter before Roddy Wood. But I mean, for short throws, it's not that drastic, having 65 accuracy.
Man, hey, honestly, I would probably go that as your starting QB. I know that throwing accuracy needs some work. Say, man, but I mean, at least throw a couple packages in for him.
Yeah, I'll sub him in some formations. And we got Robert Rosario, the
Oh, Rosario's back. Let's go.
it looks like the third third string halfback is actually Tremblay.
Oh man, I told you that guy's a beast, man. That's was the what's his name on the Saints? Taysom Hill.
Yeah,
He's the throwback Taysom Hill. I mean, heck, he's just as fast as your running backs and probably has more break tackle.
oh yeah, he's got way more break tackle. We got Marcus Patterson, the tight end, 70 overall. He's more of a blocker, but he did okay when I put him in slot receiver.
Okay, what does he got for what's his route running look like? I'll tell you, man. Hey, that route running, that's an underrated attribute right there.
71.
That's not too bad.
Yeah. And then actually got 2 transfers from forgot where. Let me see. I think it was
guys?
no, they were from like Oklahoma. Like
Oh, what?
like third stringers from I guess stronger programs.
Okay. Hey, we'll take him.
Forget which one. I might have moved him to defensive tackle. But offensive line is actually kind of weak.
Whoa, hold up. Go back. You have a defensive tackle with an 83 speed? Did I read that right?
Yeah, I think that was the guy that came in from Oklahoma.
A defensive tackle?
Hmm.
Oh, man. Hey. Yeah, you need to user control him all season.
92, yeah.
What's his,
Block shed.
yeah, Black Sheds. What he got? Swim move on here? Better have good tackle. Okay, yeah, it's decent tackle. I was gonna say, oh, that'd be so trash if they gave him 55 tackle or something.
77 block shedding.
Okay, 77 block shedding.
76 finesse. 69
Okay.
power move. 69 hit power. It's actually a little bit lower than the rest. 74 tackle.
He's decent.
Yeah.
Hey, that speed will make it up. What's the acceleration hitting for?
88.
Oh, hey, yeah, all day.
6'4", 239.
Well, that's why he should be playing free safety. Or linebacker. One of the two.
Yeah, so defensive tackles probably a little bit stronger this year.
He got 85 strength as well. That dude's gonna be a beast.
Yeah. So and I already set up my schedule.
Mhm.
So I think my problem is that Like the Big 12's already pretty strong right now, so it doesn't make sense to try to get super strong out of conference games. I mean, you don't want to play like Nicholls State or whatever, but okay, it didn't save my schedule. So Arkansas, not going to play you.
You know, hey, I'll take that cupcake schedule. I'll take that cupcake schedule and run with it.
I think I had
Let's
like
say what?
Southern Mississippi.
Say all the way until I get to like be in a top 20 program. You become a top 20 program, man. Hey, go ahead and run that cupcake schedule. Trust me, I'd rather finish 13-0 on the year than 3-8 in the power conference.
Well, the thing about it is that, like TCU, they've been like the top 10 like the past couple years, and they play like one or two decent teams a year. So that's how they manage to stay in the top.
Yeah, no, and there's like basketball teams like that in college. I mean, for instance, look at teams like Gonzaga, for instance, or Wichita State. They don't really play anybody in their conferences. Well, I mean, eventually they got moved up with all of the, conference, I guess, transfers and stuff. But Wichita State, heck, Gonzaga is the number 2 team right now. You know, uh, and they've been playing. They've been playing in the West Coast Athletic Conference or something?
Yeah.
The West Coast Conference. They got like Oakland Community College in their conference.
Does Gonzaga have a football team?
Football, I don't think so. If it is, it's not D1.
Flag football?
Possibly intramural, intramural
Maybe
football.
they got a Pee Wee football team.
I can't call it. But football wise, USF. Remember, USF wasn't that great. UCF.
Southern Florida. I think UAB was. I think they lost their program for like a year. I think, or a couple years.
Yep. Troy State, they were Division II. So I mean, you do see some teams that, you know, they're the king of I guess, the lower tier for so long. Hey, look, can we get a shot with the big boys? How do they do? Yeah, the best example, Boise State when they beat Oklahoma. I think that was 07. They had Oklahoma had Adrian Peterson. And then I remember watching that game. And in my mind, that was the worst 2-point blowout that I've ever seen in my life. Because Boise State was not supposed to win that. They snuck into the championship bowl games, and they won on a trick play. It was like the old Statue of Liberty or something, or hook and ladder.
That was when Boise State was a little bit better. I forgot his name, but he was on the cover of NCAA 08. I forgot his name.
Oh, Zabransky.
Okay, I don't know if I don't know if he was an NFL bust or not.
No, just wasn't that good. I mean, he's good for college, Same way you got some guys that are great college quarterbacks or great college athletes, but they don't pan out in the NFL. But yeah, Zabransky, he was good that year, but no, Boise State had always been at the top of. Forget what conference they were playing in.
Is it the
not
Western?
Big Sky.
It's WAC?
Yeah, the WAC conference.
The WAC.
No, yeah.
Terrible name.
Yeah, see, it's in the name, man. But yeah, they were playing in the WAC. Teams like UNLV, Utah State. Utah was in there. They weren't that good at the time. Or they weren't as good. and so they have been beating up on them guys for a while. They have every year beat boys were 12-0, 10-2, 11-1, and then finally when they get to the good bowl games, the New Year's Bowl games,
Yeah.
they go up against Oklahoma, and they were the underdogs by a lot. They had to take it took two trick plays to win. So yeah, sometimes that dominating the little guys, it pays off.
So what do you think of well, I think you told me something earlier about kind of a drastic topic shift, but you had said something about
Hello everyone, I'm Brad Nessler, and beside me in the booth is Kirk Herbstreit. Karen Andrews is also with us. She'll be reporting from the sidelines. EA
was
Sports and
it
ESPN
the
bring you tonight's exciting matchup between the Texas A&M
last week when
Aggies
we were
and the
talking,
Western
not last
Michigan
week, was that 2
Broncos.
weeks ago when we were talking about the why are
Today's
why is
game
the
set to
NBA
take
or
place at
male
Waldo
sports,
Stadium in Kalamazoo,
why
Michigan.
do they get more coverage and or there's this disparity in pay?
yeah.
You know,
So I
and
think sorry to cut you off. I think I think the audio isn't set up right. Hold on.
And here come the Broncos. Hold on to your seats because we've got an incredible matchup coming your way early in this college football season. For Western Michigan, they have a real leader taking the snaps.
I've been looking forward to this matchup for a long time.
I'm just gonna let the intro play.
Quarterback going up against one of the best cornerback tandems in the nation.
Deal with
This
this.
should be great.
Time now for the coin toss, and we'd like to let everybody know that this game is brought to you by Reese's Peanut Butter
looks like
Cups.
we're
The perfect
lagging
combination of chocolate
on
and
my end a
peanut
little
butter.
bit.
Yeah, because I was switching over. So I'm just gonna pause it real quick. So I think what was happening was I think I had two audio sources coming in through a certain channel, and it shouldn't be set up that way.
Oh, are you getting feedback?
Well, I saw that it seemed like the game audio and your audio was suddenly coming through the same channel. So I'm just trying to change the output.
All right. Well, hey, we are counting on you, Dr. Gridiron.
So we got that. Discord should be coming through my speakers. All right, well, hopefully that does something. I don't know why that sound output makes it lag so much. Well, that sucks. Okay, I think... Well, I guess we'll just roll with it, see what happens.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. So we can get a win against the Western Michigan University. What are they, the
Texas
Cowboys?
A&M will be
I
kicking
think it's the
off.
Mustangs.
You can just feel
Mustangs,
the energy
yes.
in the air for this opening kickoff.
Western. Oh, no. I was gonna say, is that where Antonio Brown went to college? No, I think he went to Central Michigan. Pretty sure it was Central
So here comes the
Michigan.
offense taking the field for the first time today.
One of
So,
the.
yeah, I think.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think last week when we were talking, to get back to
They'll set up shop at the
topic,
26.
I wanted to. I guess I kind of put my foot in my mouth or I spoke too soon. Last week we were talking about the disparity in pay and I guess viewership of women's sports versus male sports, and we looked at some places where it's fair or it's even. Some where even the females outdo the males in the sport, particularly the fighting combat sports. But I talked about how I did not want to see
Ball on their own 41.
female basketball game where you got all the beautiful stuff that happens, crossover, ankle break, spin move, drive to the lane, finger roll.
Gets 3 yards on the
Yeah.
You want to see somebody finish that with a dunk, right?
Usually, yeah. It's more impressive.
ball on the 44-yard line.
So there hadn't been too many females dunking. I think at the time I had mentioned it, I had only known of one.
They go to the run, and he's
That
tackled
was
for
Brittany
a backward
Griner.
loss. There was just no daylight
Shout out
on that play,
Baylor.
and the defensive lineman was the reason.
Yeah, she dunked in a college game. So I kid you not, the next day I hop online and I see this Stanford girl. Let me give her name, Fran Belidi. Yes, this girl caught an alley-oop and posterized some girl bad. It looked. I had to rewind it. Gridiron. I thought I was watching Vince Carter. I was like, no way. This girl rose above the rim and just posterized another girl. I instantly became a fan.
So it's 4th down.
So I know I looked up. She's got a few good clips online of her slam dunking all the way through from high school on to into college. She's a 6'1" sophomore at Stanford right now.
Carter is walking off
Is the basket height the same
close look at him.
in the W? Probably not, considering that there's like not 7-foot tall women usually.
There are a couple women that are up there like 6'6", 6'8", maybe even a 7-footer or two. I'm not sure about the rim height. I know the ball is smaller. As far as the rim height, I'm not sure if it's the same. I think regulation is 10 feet. I may be mistaken on that. Let me see.
On the inside handoff, he's tackled around the 39-yard line.
When you're running the ball for big chunks of yards like that, you've got something working.
And Larry will die if we go in the pool.
That's the beauty of the internet these days, man.
Whatever that was, I heard it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
From their own 39-yard line. It's first down.
Shooting ads over here. We pull up this Google.
Free ads? No way.
Yes.
Rosario up the gut, and they make the stop right around the 40. The running back gets a yard, maybe less. 2nd and 9 coming up here. Ball on their own 40.
Yeah, no, this girl, she's amazing. You get a chance, check her out. I instantly became a fan.
They keep it on the ground.
This girl's up here posterizing. She could be an Olympic high jumper. As high as she was jumping. Like I said, it looked like a cheat code.
They have to watch the play clock here.
With how high she's getting. It was like I imagine her
It's complete. He gets hit out of bounds.
going up on the defensive end to block a shot.
Doesn't look like this defense is going to let them beat them with the deep passes. So they'll allow those short completions to the tight end.
Yeah, the thing about,
Oliver is back deep to return the punt.
I guess there's less number of women that can do that, just because it takes a certain kind of anatomy to do that, and there's only a certain amount that certain small portion of women that can do that. Just naturally, it's not really their fault.
No, it's you need those fast twitch muscles like
First down, 10 to
the
go.
hamstrings, calves, all those bouncy muscles. Um, okay, so yeah, get this.
Looking to throw on first down.
The NBA and the WNBA hoops are both 10 feet, the same height.
Okay.
So yeah, this girl, think the one of the video clips I seen said her vertical leap was 35
Second
inches.
and 10.
So being 6'1", with a 35-inch vertical leap, yeah, you should be able to dunk fairly easy. So yeah, hey, props to her. Props to her. I got no problem admitting that I spoke too soon and she shut my mouth up. But no, it makes the game exciting to see now. I know if I'm flipping through the channels and I see a Stanford women's game on, I'm definitely gonna stop on it for a little bit.
First down.
I had
Because
this.
there's that.
I had this weird phase in middle school where I would come home from school
Here's the handoff, and he's
and I would just. They always had the women's college basketball on, so I'd watch like whatever university against whoever state, you know. No, I'd go to the park first, and in it they had one of those hoops without the net on it. It's just the metal rim.
Hey, which is worse, the hoop with no net or the hoop with the double rim? Have you ever seen the one with the double rim?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that rim is super thick, and yeah, you're not getting no friendly bounce-ins on that one. It's like your ball hits the front of the rim, you gotta go catch it, or hop over a fence to get it.
But yeah, I would basically just shoot baskets by myself, and then come home and watch college basketball. The ladies teams. I don't know why there was just like a, I don't know, 2-month stretch where that's all I did.
Yeah, no, I said, man, there's some
So it's second
some
and 14.
athletes out there like
44-yard line.
there's women in sports that I love to watch, just because of the sheer athleticism. Um, like Valentina Shevchenko and Joanna Jędrzejczyk in UFC. I'll watch them over your top tier dudes because those ladies are going out there to kill.
Big play there on the defensive end
And
to get into the backfield and get the quarterback.
in basketball and women's basketball, man, I used to love watching Elena Delle Donne play when she was in college. That girl's, hey, she's nice. She's skilled. I said if she was 6'7", she'd probably play in the NBA and tear some of these guys up, you know. So yeah, no, I guess it just to reiterate on what we were talking about last week. It's just the level of athleticism. You know, I think if it were more even, or they made opportunities
This is the 8th play of
for,
this drive.
you know, the female counterparts to have those exciting moments in sports. You know, the slam dunks, the big rejections, the alley oops.
And he's taken down for a loss.
You know, in baseball, like big home runs, stuff like that. They gave them those more opportunities that might increase the viewership, you know, or drive that market up. Because I know they said that's what I want to see as a fan. I don't know about you or
Down the catch, and he's got room here. Now it's
anybody else per se, but just for me, from purely a fan aspect, yeah, that's what we're looking for.
I don't really watch basketball anymore.
This will be the first snap.
I mean, I've been to like one Rockets game. Not because I really wanted to go, it's just like a family thing. So, you know,
Give to the tail.
the only way I'd really watch
Broncos. Well-designed play to get
basketball consistently is just watching Texas A&M, be it men or women, just whoever. Because I think A&M made was it the Sweet 16? I think they did a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
So I followed that just a little bit, but I couldn't say that I was that interested for the sport. It was mostly just, I would watch Texas A&M curling or whatever.
Yeah, you're just a fan of A&M. Period. Let's go. Hey, it was like A&M chess team.
Yeah.
Live on ESPN, top plays. Not me personally. I'm a big fan of competition. I don't care what sport it is. I don't care if it's male, female, kids. It's competition, man. It brings out another level of a human's personality, another part of their psyche, man. It's always good to see how people perform in those moments. I know one of the most intense competitions. I don't know if you can pull it up on your end, but have you seen the World Tetris tournament?
I've seen people play Tetris. I know that they play it competitively, but I've never seen it like a whole bunch.
Man, those guys are crazy. Dude, like, it was like the level of focus it was like these guys have while doing that. It was like, man, you could see all the different mental computations they're making. My man's staring across at the other dude like, hey, I'm about to murder this man. I didn't know it was that serious, man. But I think the top prize is either like 50 grand or 100 grand or something. It's a heck of a lot for fitting some blocks together. I know that.
It's just one of those games that.
Wait, do you got Tremblay at wide receiver?
I was just checking this out because.
Is that the quarterback that's playing wide receiver?
Because he shouldn't be out there.
And he's the best halfback on your team too.
Because I had him in QB in, where is it? Shotgun spread.
Say whatever you.
See,
whatever.
This is like a glitch.
Okay.
Oh well.
Yeah, there he goes.
Okay, so Tremblay should be. I don't know what it's doing. Okay, I think I need to.
Tires? No.
No, he hasn't been in at all yet. I'm gonna put in. I'll put Patterson in, and then Lewis will be subbed out for Tremblay. So next play, hopefully okay. I think it's set.
I throw at the Tremblay anyway. Oh, Rosario going to save the day.
All right, so here's Tremblay. See if I can read this option.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, he might be your best option for quarterback this season, man. He's dark horse. Oh, God, that awareness is trash. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, hey, Rosario. Let's say, there we go.
Speed reader, whatever that is.
There we go. Hey, look at this cut. That one cut vision right there. Set some tackles into the end zone for the Aggies. Hey, go for two.
Oh, I'm definitely not. I'm not Chip Kelly.
Oh, no, forget about it.
Scores in 30 seconds and then goes for two.
No,
goes for the onside.
Man, that was a crazy thing watching NFL this year. It seemed like every single chance the team got, they were going for it on 4th down. They're going for a 2-point conversion. I remember it was a rare occasion when that happened and the team would go for 4th down. Now these dudes don't even care. They'll give the team the ball on their own 30 and thinking about it. Like, no, we ain't putting today.
I guess because I guess they have like their stat analytics people that have looked at it and say, you know, in the long run, it's better just to go for it on 4th down.
It's analytic sports, man. That's why we got kids with no fundamentals on the basketball courts today because they're just shooting threes.
I guess
jacking up 3 from half court.
I guess that would be one outcome of it's like just shoot threes all the time.
No, it works when you're halfway decent at shooting threes, but if you suck, you're just digging yourself into a big old hole.
Well, if you suck, then it makes a lot of things hard. That makes it hard just to play the game.
I think with all sports, they've changed the rules over the, I'd say like the last 10 to 15 years to, it seems like every sport is more, I guess, offensive oriented, or the rules are made to favor somebody being more offensive.
And that'll be the end of the first quarter with our score. Texas A&M.
You know what I'm saying?
Western Michigan
Like,
6.
football, you can't even touch a quarterback.
Texas A&M with a 1-point lead.
You sneeze on a quarterback, they get ready to pay a fine for an ejection.
Not sure what the flag is about here.
The receivers, you can't touch them. I remember back in the day, like Steve Atwater was the free safety for the strong safety for the Broncos, but receivers would come across the middle. And it's like, hey, did you write a will before you did this? He was lighting them boys up.
Dude, it's like, sorry, it's just this Bobby Boucher play. I don't know if it was a glitch because I couldn't move him. So I got Tremblay. He stays in this constant direction, and then nobody tackles him, and they're right on him. It's like, this has to be a glitch, because like nobody touched him, and he's still going. He's still going. He goes through the bench, and he goes into the stands.
No, man, because he's got 80. No, he's got 88 break tackle. Wait, hold on. Oh, yo, boy's a ghost.
Yeah.
It's like either that or he took the blue pill.
It's second down and 11 to go.
Or was it the red pill?
I think the red pill.
Texas A&M up a point.
Red pill lets you read the code of the Matrix, right?
Yeah.
And he's going to come up with a sack.
He took the red pill, obviously.
He just held onto the football too long.
Which is why you need to give this man the starting job. So he can be a dark horse for a Heisman.
Just running out of the QB position.
Yep.
That's what they all do.
Turn on ghost mode.
Oh my god, I hate it. When some guy's wide open and then some lineman sticks his hand up and barely gets it.
Yep.
They jump early.
Right on cue. Right on cue.
Yeah, so we're just gonna punt that.
Yeah, that'd probably be the smart thing to do.
The offense will start at the 38.
So it was Brown. He was the fast defensive tackle. I'll play as him.
Oh man, is there any other options?
Usually plays a linebacker.
I said, man, you got a defensive tackle with 89 acceleration, 83 speed.
It's second down.
Sucks because you kind of get sucked into tackles a little bit.
Oh yeah, that is true.
but I just got to tackle with him now. So
Yeah, I'd say my normal go-to on here is to rush the line and put the spam the bull rush move. It doesn't matter if I'm playing linebacker, defensive end, defensive nose guard. Don't matter. Oh, hey, look, that boy got some ups too.
I'm over here trying to do the same thing that they did to me.
No, I seen you, man. Hey, that dude's got crazy vertical.
He's a Miles Garrett type, super tall, fast.
I'm not even messing with you. He can probably intercept the pass like that. Right at the line of scrimmage.
It's 2nd and 7. Ball on the 33-yard line.
I don't think that's ever happened, but like if I get hit while I throw it, then oh my god, that was a terrible throw.
Hey, look at Patterson coming across the middle. Oh no.
I was trying to hit wide. Oh. Look at that throw. Just look at it. Just look at it.
Oh yeah, we ain't gonna do that. Hey, make sure he sets his feet. He has to throw in the perfect position. He has to have the perfect forward technique, my dude.
They did press coverage. Tight end couldn't get past the DB.
Woo. Put some heat on that one.
They'll take over at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, you get a chance to watch the Super Bowl?
No, I didn't. I haven't seen the last couple of Super Bowls. I haven't seen a lot of them, actually.
Yeah, there was this one. It was good. There was a concert that had some football at the beginning and the end of the concert.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a pretty good game. No, the halftime show. I don't know. I've heard both sides of the fence. It's one of the things you either love it or you hate it. Me, I'm personally a fan of that halftime show, especially after the last one they pulled with J-Lo and Shakira. I thought we were gonna see a group of Amish folks doing the halftime show at the next one after that they pulled. But yeah, it was a pretty good game. Part of me wants to say that it doesn't want to believe the NFL is scripted. There's certain situations I'm looking at these coaches like, man, you get paid millions of dollars a year. Why would you make that call right now? You know, point being, guys are on the goal line. It's like 4th and goal on the 2. You know, you got one of the best offensive lines in the game. And you guys decide to throw it. You got a great running back, top 5 fantasy running back, and we're throwing the ball on the goal line. You know.
Oh, that was the Seahawks game.
Oh no, man! That was happening in the Super Bowl. You know.
Because there's a big old thing about that with the Seahawks a couple of years ago.
Yep. You know. And also, for Eli Apple, which I didn't know he was on the Bengals until this year, but Eli Apple has messed up in so many game-winning situations. And so he gave up the winning touchdown to the Rams, but I've seen him do it playing for the Giants. I've seen him do it playing for the Saints. All in big game moments. And I'm just like, man, either this he has the worst clutch gene ever, you know, or he might be taking payments from the mafia or something. Don't come after me if any mafia guys are listening to that.
The NFL mafia.
Purely speculations. No, but I think every game this playoff in the NFL, at least a large number of them games, were only decided by one score. You know, whether it be a touchdown or a field goal. There was, I think, easily the most games like that in a playoff ever. You know, but what does that do for the fan?
Second down.
You know, it keeps their eyes glued. At least I would think so.
Thomas gets it on the inside.
So you think that
At the 3-yard line.
it's in their financial interest to
At the right time, they were able to come after the
script
running
games
back
so they're
and went for big
more
numbers.
interesting?
Big
I
third
mean, it could be,
Can the
could be.
defense stop
You
him?
know, I just part of me wants to not believe it. You know, but well, I'd say
He's gonna run for the
I
end
want to
zone,
believe
and
that they're
he
not
doesn't get in.
scripted
I don't
more
think
than
the
they
play
are.
developed the way it was
You know.
supposed to, and the net result is a
Um,
loss.
As I said, man, it's just you get them certain situations
So it's fourth down.
where
They'll line this
where
up,
it'd be
and it'll
like that.
about a
And
21-yarder.
heck, the revenue that the Super Bowl was generating just from the sales of commercial ads. I think this year I seen a stat where it was between $6 and $7 million to buy out a 1-minute slot for a commercial during the Super Bowl.
This drive will start
How much?
at the 36. First and 10.
$6 or $7 million. Let me double check.
So you gotta have millions.
To even put an ad up,
Rosario
you know.
gets 6 yards after taking the handoff on the
And I mean,
counter
it's
play. It's second down,
on the
5 to
onus
go.
of the company that's providing that service, the company that's, you know, hosting the event to run those ads to make sure that those folks that are investing the money in those ads get as many eyes on as possible. I mean,
He's
that's,
brought down in the open field.
you know, essentially what they're paying for.
Effectively like this, it'll force the defense to pay more attention to the run, and that creates chances in the play action.
Yeah, it would
passing
suck if you couldn't trust sports. I know boxing's had issues with that,
Run once again.
not being able to.
He'll take it all the way for the touchdown.
I guess
And for Rosario,
I
he's
think
got a sack
I haven't really looked into it much, but I heard a lot of stuff about fights being fixed or things like that. So, I mean, when there's a lot of money, it's tough because there's an incentive to do that stuff.
Yeah, no, there. If you look online or on YouTube, there's some interviews with some NFL players that have spoke more on that. I'm not gonna discuss here, but it's interesting. It's interesting. I mean,
at the 19.
I don't want to say it is, but I'm not gonna say it's not. You know,
Thankfully, I don't watch the NFL too much, almost zero. So,
but yeah, fixing games has been around for forever,
yeah,
especially on the collegiate level.
yeah, there's. I wouldn't doubt that. But this is just a lot of money.
Well,
think
think
there's-
about it, man. They're usually some poor college kid. Some guy comes up in a Mercedes, like, "Hey, kid, come here real quick. You want to make some money? How about you make sure y'all lose by 4?
Yeah.
Get you a nice car."
This defense is going to come after you. There's no doubt about that. And as an offense, you have to be prepared for that.
I mean, I'd have to think about it.
Made them pay for blitzing.
Yeah. I mean, maybe paying players out in the open will help
From their own
combat that a little bit.
First down.
Because now you don't have to risk doing something really shady like that. You can just get an NIL deal.
Yeah.
Thomas gets it on the inside.
Yeah, I think we were talking about that the last time we were on too. That NIL. Oh, so yeah, I found this stat.
Team having success like
Fourth.
this running the football, it can really open up things for the offense.
First and 10.
For 30 seconds of commercial on the Super Bowl in 2022, $6,500,000.
He's taken
30
down
seconds of
around the
commercial.
41-yard line.
I think it was a great
600?
play, and it was very well
No,
executed.
6 million.
Coach would be
Oh.
happy with that kind of outcome on
6,
first and
comma,
second down.
500, comma,
6
000.
million. Yeah.
6.5 million.
Rivera back to
That is nuts. So yeah, they said. I mean, it could be in their interest to do that, but you know, I guess we'll never know.
I mean, they probably have some ability to like investigate cases and try to do what they can to stop people from doing that. But there may just be a handful of incidents where you just can't stop it. Too much is on the line. I think point shaving was a thing.
Oh yeah,
in basketball.
Yeah. Professionally and
Second down, 3 yards to go.
on the collegiate level as well.
And then who knows how the refs get hired and what they're told. Don't really know. We just have to trust it.
And this play is number 8 on the drive. Third down.
And then they can always, assuming that there's ever anything shady that happens, they can always hide behind the fact that they just made a mistake. It's like, oh yeah, I didn't see that guy pulling him down by the jersey when he shouldn't have been doing that.
The possible deniability.
Yeah.
Well, they instant replay everything nowadays. I'm like, oh, you didn't see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's your head turning 90 degrees, looking exactly at this thing at 2 minutes and 45 seconds. You know, I don't know. They said the game's changed so much. All sports. I just the attitude has changed in a lot of it. Like I said, it's been a big shift over the last 10 to 15 years, man. Just like everything seems faster and more offensive now, offensive oriented. You know, whether it be you know, football, baseball, basketball, soccer, even like heck, seeing high scoring soccer games. You know, I think that's what the fans want to see, is that action. You know, which brought us a very boring slam dunk contest this year. This week was the NBA All-Star Week, and one of my favorite things as a kid to watch was the slam dunk contest. And yeah, I could have been doing my taxes during this year's.
Do you watch Lord of the Rings at all?
Yeah, I watched some Lord of the Rings.
What do you think of that?
I think Harry Potter is much better.
Okay.
But no, it's I'm trying to think of which one I've last seen. That's the one with Frodo, right?
Yeah, Frodo's in all of them, except for the Hobbit.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I can't remember which one I watched, but I seen it in theater with some of my friends long ago. I just had personally stories of, I guess, that type. I don't know, would you classify that as? Is that like, that's not really like sci-fi or
It's fantasy?
Fantasy, yes. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the Harry Potter series. I like that one.
Okay, that's also fantasy.
Yeah. But no, there's a new Lord of the Rings coming out. I thought I had seen a preview for a film. It was like
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like a prequel.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I don't trust anything that comes out that's new anymore.
Oh, why is that?
Because Well, on a lot of different reasons, a lot of different levels. Probably one of the easiest ones to pick at is
So after some discussion, the call on
like
the field
the
is
kinds of
reversed.
people that run in entertainment companies. Like,
Looking to capitalize on the big run. Now it's 1st and 10.
I mean, I could say a lot about this, but just to keep it a little bit on the brief side,
Jackson gets the ball. Runs outside for a nice gain. The tailback picks up 6 there on the misdirection.
I guess because nowadays movies are really political. I don't know if you ever noticed that. Movies are really political, and I'm a bit of a storyteller, so I understand that to some degree. And like the biggest example would be Star Wars. I don't know if you like Star Wars at all.
Oh yes.
Well, like Star Wars, in every story there's a theme, right? A theme is there's two conflicting sides or multiple conflicting sides, and it's centered around a thematic question. Like in Star Wars 1977, it was faith versus technology, or it's kind of like that, like science versus religion. Because you had, you know, the Jedi and the mysticism versus the Empire and the technology. So, and all the characters line up differently. They all answer the question differently. Like, for example, like Han Solo, for example, he even says that, you know, he doesn't trust ancient religions and hokey weapons. You have, you can think of it like a spectrum. So you have like Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's like the paragon. He's completely on the side of faith, right? And then you have on the opposite side, you have what's his name? Governor Tarkin, right? You have Governor Tarkin, and he's completely on the side of technology. But then you have characters that are kind of in the middle, like you have Darth Vader. So he would say that faith is really important, but technology is what keeps me alive, right? He's half man, half machine. He works on a ball of technology, the Death Star. And then like the droids.
Savage.
Yeah, the droids, they're products of technology completely. But R2-D2 has faith in his friends, right?
Yes.
And so there's a kind of beauty to like how everything lines up along thematic lines, because there's a theme. The story is about something. That's even, it doesn't have to be super profound, but it has a consistent theme. You know, good and evil is clearly defined.
Yeah, well, in any story, yeah, or any drama, that's what it's gonna center around is, you know,
But
good and evil, or protagonist and antagonist. You know.
But the problem with Disney Star Wars is that, first of all, it didn't come from George Lucas. So that already, to me, demotes it to a lower product. It's fan fiction to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, what is Disney Star Wars about exactly? What's the theme? Like, you've seen the
Yeah, I watched the Mandalorian.
Well, not so much that. I can talk about that, but I'm talking about the
okay.
the three movies that they made.
Yes.
You've seen those, right?
Was it? I've seen. Was it episode? What they do? Episode 7.
7, 8, 9.
A9. Yeah, I've seen all those, and then Rogue One, um, Solo, all those.
Yeah, so mainly the trilogy, right? Like what? Understanding what theme is, it's just a thematic question, you know, two conflicting sides of an idea. What is the theme of the Disney Star Wars movies? Could you take a guess? Because I can't.
No, it's kind of all over the place.
It's way all over the place. It's not in any place. It's just out there. But they're like mimic. It's like mimicking, you know. It's like mimicking. When you mimic someone, you like talk like them, sound like them, but you're not them. You don't think like them, really.
Yes.
So that's what it is to me. And I mean, ultimately, it's probably George's fault because he's the one that signed the paper, you know, sold Lucasfilm off to Disney. But I think he had a different understanding of how it was going to go down. Because I think he was under the impression, for whatever reason, that they were going to take his treatments and make 3 movies out of it. Because he said he was going to do them, like, around 2014-15. He said he was going to do them, but for various reasons he decided to sell the company so that Disney could do it. And so he understood or believed that they were going to be faithful to the things that he wanted the sequel trilogy to be. And they didn't do that at all. They just did what they did was, it was like a copycat. It was like a retro movie. It's like it didn't introduce anything new, really. It was just, you know, it was trying to play it safe, not do anything drastic. And I mean, visually, Lucasfilm and the special effects company that George started, ILM, all their stuff is going to look amazing, right? So it's visually spectacular, but story-wise, thematically, it's just void, and it's like it's just empty. It's like you look deep into it. It's like, what is this story about? Like, what's the theme? What does it mean?
It didn't really catch you to like grab you by the heart or nothing, really. You know.
No.
As I said, I enjoyed it. I watched all of them. I guess just from the aspect of I like the.
I mean, there's space movies, yeah.
Yeah, like the 3-hour visual journey into all that. Seeing some of the battles, the special effects, how those all tie in. That's what keeps me watching those as a fan. But yeah, I couldn't get into the story. I don't even pay attention to it when I was watching those. It was for me. It's the battle and the special effects that gets it for me. Just in those ones in particular. Now, The Mandalorian, I was all into the story over there.
Well, the TV shows they're not as offensive as the trilogy was, and I still find myself not really caring that much, and that's mostly because of what they did with the trilogy. It's like they had almost all of the original cast members and they didn't have them together in a scene once. You know, like
This is coming from a diehard fan, correct?
Yeah, well, like the reason George cast Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia and Harrison Ford as Han Solo and for his name, what is Luke? I'm blanking on his name. But the guy,
I don't know his name though.
no, I say his name all the time. It's just I don't know. Mark Hamill. That's Mark Hamill, the guy that voices Joker. You know, cast him
really?
as in the animated series.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's a lot of voice acting. But the reason why he cast them all together was because of how they looked together on the screen, the chemistry between them. You know, so part of the presence of all the actors was them being together, and they don't have to be together all the time, but they share scenes, and you know it's their story, and they didn't do that, not once. And not only that, they subverted all of their characters pretty much, like all their character arcs that happened in the original movies. They're like, all right, let's just undo all of that and then turn it into a shit show. And so there's
Now who's directing? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. So it's not, I didn't know it wasn't George Lucas. Like they changed the story at all. So I just said this is, or changed what he originally meant it to be. I wasn't tracking all of that. So this is all new information.
yeah,
But yeah,
George Lucas he just sold it off basically. And he was a creative consultant, which means nothing, you know. He doesn't own it anymore, so he can't say what to do with it. So there's tons of plot holes and a lot of different things that happen visually. It's just comical. Like the last of the three, I thought that The Last Jedi was bad enough. And then when I saw Rise of Skywalker, I was like, this is the funniest movie of the year. So there's everything about it other than it being visually a spectacle. You know, ILM is always going to make amazing looking things, be it Star Wars or other movies. But it's also the kinds of people that run entertainment companies. They'll say that, you know, they don't lean politically one way or the other. And it's okay for people to have political beliefs, but it's just this, to me, this extreme leftist bend that is kind of infecting entertainment.
Yeah, no, I get you. That it's I see that a little bit too. You know, I'm not saying it's either left or right, but I see there's like a lot of in television, especially in television, movies as well. You start to see a lot more politically charged topics.
Yeah. Well,
in movies.
Yeah, it's like it's not bad that, like, Star Wars has always been political in that it was about being
the rebellion.
Right, it was about the rebellion, being, you know, restoring the Republic. And so it was classically liberal kind of in that way, because George was kind of a 60s guy and anti-war kind of views. But it's not the kind of liberalism you see today. It's different. It's not classically liberal.
Yeah.
And so whether they say that, like there was Gina Carano?
Oh, yes. Of course.
She was in The Mandalorian, and then she said some stuff on the internet, and then they said goodbye to her. So they want strong women, but just make sure you have the right political views.
Yeah.
So
Don't be too strong.
yeah, don't be too strong. So they got rid of her, and then Bob Chapek, I think he's the Disney CEO, has this. I don't know if you said it at an investor meeting or something, but he was saying, like, yeah, Disney's not, we're not one way or the other. We just like making, I can't remember exactly what the quote was, but he was basically saying that they weren't, politically motivated because it was.
But their actions say different though.
Yeah.
Like you just can't one of the best actors in the show. Are you gonna write that character off? Are you gonna replace him?
So
totally agree.
So I've heard this said by a couple of different people that I like watching on YouTube, and I think it's the title of a book. I haven't read it, but the titles really make sense. It says, "Stop giving money to people that hate you," and I guess what that means is, it's like, if we just look at the entertainment industry and how many franchises have been taken over or are created or maintained by people, if they knew your political leaning, would despise you. And they subvert the meanings of stories to fit their views. And it's not that they can't go and make the movies that they want to make. It's just do what you want. But the problem to me is that you take something like Star Wars that has an identity, and then you have all these new people that didn't do anything for the most part or at all to build it, and then who inject all this modern political stuff and have that be the soul of the movies. That's one reason why people don't care to watch it as much as they used to.
Yeah.
And like,
it's like well, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's like I guess the Disney's, they're trying to cater it to the newer fan base or whatever, or the newer viewers, the current audience or demographics. You know what I mean?
well, yeah, but they didn't have to do that. I mean, nobody asked Star Wars to be what they're trying to make it. It's just, it's a pattern. So it's not just Star Wars. It's going to be Lord of the Rings. I haven't even, it's not even out yet, but it's going to be that way. These are not people, these are not admirers at all of Tolkien or his world that he created. It's
folks out there trying to make money.
and sometimes it feels like they're so brazen about just being terrible writers, and then they hide behind political platitudes about strong female characters when they can't even write a decent character. It's like,
Yeah, I know with being a comic fan, man, Marvel, man, I watch like I don't know, I've been watching all of the Marvel films in theaters since they came out, you know, but yeah, just right now it's like there's so much material coming out, you know, and even that it's kind of all over the place. Um, there's some story arcs I've followed as a kid, and I'm looking, I'm like, okay, as a fan, like that kind of makes me mad sometimes when they stray off and they kind of do something that you weren't expecting, you know.
well, Ryan
And
Johnson.
I tell, yeah, I get you.
Well, like what do you think about taking established characters like Batman or Superman or any established character, and then making them, like, changing some part of their identity to pander to, well, they wouldn't say pander, but I would say pander to, like, whatever social movement, like making, you know, Batman gay, or making Superman a transgender, you know, this kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. No, I hear you, man.
It's like, that's not what the character is.
Yeah, I seen that. I know in was it X-Men, the New Mutants or whatever, they made a big deal about that, like before the movie even came out. Um, and so I mean, it is what it is, you know.
Makes you stop, not makes you stop caring, paying attention is what it does, at least me.
Yeah.
Because the problem is that, right, their justification is representation in media. But the way they do it is they piggyback off of an established character. And it only goes one way, right? So they can't make an original character that's part of their identity, and that's, you know, becomes part of their story. And if they become a Batman or Superman as far as size, and I mean, that's its merit. I doubt that it will, but if, you know, if that's where it falls, then so be it. But they don't do that. They want to take characters that are established, that have identities, and then inject them with this thing because, you know, whatever their political beliefs are. And they do all of that at the expense of character and story. And then they expect people to just, you know, shut up and be happy about it. But
yeah, no, I said, I know one was the Fantastic Four. They had Michael B. Jordan, I think, was a Johnny Flame, and there was the hugest uprising on like Reddit about it.
yeah,
You know, there's some people that were seriously pissed off, like, oh, I won't even go see this movie. It's like I get it, you know, but like I said, it's either way. It's you're gonna have your purists that believe, you know, hey, you can't divulge from, you know, the original or whatever, and then you're gonna, like I said, there's this new viewers that's what they want to see.
well, I think
So
if you only look at it in one direction, like, you know, you take all the categories that, you know, these political or social movements are against or want to see less of or have some kind of antagonism with, right? White, male, straight, right? All these categories that are not so well viewed in entertainment anymore.
Yeah.
So you take these categories, and so it's like, all right, we have this really famous character or an impactful character. Let's be progressive, and we're gonna make him black, or we're gonna make him gay, or we're gonna make him a woman, or a transgender man, or whatever,
disabled or
disabled.
whatever.
And so it's like, okay, but if there was ever an established character that was beloved, like an example that I always look at is Mace Windu. Mace Windu, like, you can't change Mace Windu. Mace Windu will always be Samuel Jackson, and that's the demeanor of his character. And so if some idiot goes out and makes Mace Windu white or whatever, makes Mace Windu a woman, would people be as accepting about that? Right? If you go from white to black, people say, be quiet and be a good modern liberal. But if you go the other way and take an established, black character or whatever category, and you go the other way, you think people would just be like, oh yeah, that's fine, and that wasn't part of the character's identity. There's no essence to the character, and it's just an empty, a more extreme example is like, this probably wouldn't ever exist, but if you had like a historical biography movie about some prominent, black figure like Frederick Douglass, or I don't know, Martin Luther King or Malcolm X, and then you make him white or something.
I swear I see it. Yeah, I swear I seen a Dave Chappelle skit on this or something. But yeah, no, man, I get you, man. And they're like, today's day and time, man, there's a lot of stuff that exists in the past that wouldn't have made it today. I don't know if you ever seen the movie Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, that's one of I like those Ben Stiller movies. Just dumb.
I was saying for the longest, man. I think I watched it like 3 times. I thought Robert Downey Jr. was The Rock. I'm not even lying. I thought it was The Rock for like the first bit of the movie. It was like, man, I'm just a dude playing. I'm a dude that's playing a dude that's playing another dude in a movie.
Yeah.
Like, man, like you couldn't get away with that character today. Like, that movie wouldn't even come out. It'd be straight to DVD or straight to streaming.
Do you remember In Living Color?
Yeah.
Remember Jim Carrey's? They had a character named Johnny Abdul. And
I don't remember him.
Well, the skit was, remember those old like infomercials where they have like the disc collections, like get all 20 albums of whatever with great hits as this. Remember those kind of infomercials?
Yeah.
So they did one on a fictional singer named Johnny Abdul, and it's Jim Carrey. He's got a little bit of a face paint. It's not blackface, but it's like he's got a little bit of grease to make him look darker, like he's like Middle Eastern or something. And then he's got like his giant head wrap, and he's got like looks like an Elvis type jumpsuit with like a huge V-neck, and it's him doing these stupid sounding like you ever heard those like the Arab prayer calls?
Yeah.
So it sounds like that, but it sounds really stupid. And it's just Jim Carrey, and he's like doing these dumb dances, and it's like, I don't know if like what I've heard Jim Carrey say politically, like those two things don't match up in my head that he would be doing that.
Yeah, no, it's
It's like,
I mean,
people wouldn't do that.
yeah, how much of it is him and how much of it is the writer,
Yeah,
you know.
could be.
But yeah, it's a no, like stuff like that. It wouldn't come out today. It wouldn't even stand a chance. You know what I mean? It's because I mean, just for the most part, like most of the media leans to the left. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, you know, or it's
Some
so I'm
stuff,
gonna say it,
some stuff isn't some stuff isn't left leaning. It's left facing.
yes.
It's,
Oh, what's the difference?
it's like
I guess.
you can have someone that leans, right? Understand the concept of leaning, right? You're still dependent on the other side if you're leaning on
Yeah.
something. But if you're just facing it, it's like
That's it.
there's no ambiguity about what you're trying to do. And it's fine if it's fine if a it's okay for like news outlets and news companies or journalists to have a political leaning. That's fine. But what's wrong is when they say we're just fact-based or we're neutral. It's like, well, you know, everybody facing to the left doesn't seem very neutral to me.
Yeah, no, it's
So it's a charade, a facade, I guess.
I guess it'd be kind of the same as you know, all those like anytime like that politically driven propaganda. Like there was a whole film industry based in that in World War II on all sides. You know, everything from the shows that came out on TV to the commercials, movies, print.
Yeah, well, the thing about propaganda is that it's like people had different definitions of what propaganda is. Is propaganda just state-run media? Right? Is it political? It's like politically charged media? Is it, you know, what exactly is propaganda? Because if propaganda is just having political content or just having or promoting some kind of political belief, then almost everything coming out of, you know, the film industry and games too could be considered propaganda under that definition. So probably need a more rigid definition of what propaganda is. It's kind of like calling someone a Nazi. So it's like that just means poopy head nowadays.
No, man. But yeah. No, it's the. They said there's. They said that. I don't know. It's.
From their own 38-yard line.
Yeah, it just seems like all media leans one way or the other, but definitely leaning somewhat, you know, or at least try to get the viewer to.
There's no shortage of
look in that direction.
There's no shortage of legacy media companies that are left-leaning, and it's fine if they are. It's like whatever, but stop saying that you're the authoritative source of news, because it's like this gatekeeper myth.
It's fake news. It's fake news.
I made this video called "The Myth of Fact-Based Media," and my
is it on the channel?
Yeah, it's like an 8.
Link to it?
It's one of my recent ones.
Okay.
But I wrote that one. But basically, my premise was that pretty much in any kind of in any news event, like the truth of it is actually like a small portion. What people do, or what media companies do, is they give you the spin, right? You can have two media companies that are both analyzing the same fact. Maybe it's that Biden slipped on his way up to an airplane. Okay, what does that mean though? What's the implication of that, right? The gatekeepers, the gatekeeper myth, tries to preserve the idea that, well, there's only one, or there's only a handful of trusted sources that you can get your valid opinions or your valid spin from. Because, I mean, there are instances where what's in question are actual facts. Like, was this person in this location? Or what are the numbers of this, measurement? As objective and dry as you can be.
Yes.
But, we can play numbers games all day. What people really want is the meaning of it. Like, what's the implication? What's all the surrounding information? Right, so my example was just now, Biden slipping on his way up to a plane. Everybody saw it, it's on video. That's the fact. Okay, if you're truly fact-based and you're not opinion, then you shouldn't have 24-hour talking heads telling you what the meaning of that is. And it's okay if they do, right? Yeah, free speech.
Yep.
But they shouldn't have a monopoly on, like, what is a legitimate interpretation of information. Because you can have, you can have two people observing the same identical data and come to different conclusions because of, how they interpret information. That doesn't mean that objective truth doesn't exist. It just means that the interpretation of news and information is extremely important. And you can't have just one small group that says only we can tell you we're real news, or we are legitimate, we're fact-based, and it just so happens that all of our political beliefs lean one way.
No, and forget where I heard this from. In a class somewhere, but it said, like, individually, people are smart, but together they're dumb, because I guess of the tendency to do what the perceived majority, to follow the perceived majority. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's. Bro, did we really just finish a whole quarter? I didn't even know.
Yeah.
We're at the. I said last I see we're in the third quarter. I think you're up by 2 touchdowns. Who we got being player of the game? You had to get that first win out the way against the Mustangs. Was it Tremblay?
I don't think it's going to be him. Jesus, that guy just chucked the ball. Yeah, he threw it from 30 to the 30. Okay, game's over now.
Oh, bet.
So I guess
let's go. Congrats on that W. Let's get that first one out the way.
Find out who is
We got as a player of the game.
POTG. Probably a touchdown pass to Patterson. Yeah. Well, that's a play of the game. We'll see that in a second.
Yep. There you go. That was a dart.
Had a few missed opportunities in this game.
Yeah.
I think if they could have capitalized on a few of them,
Tight ends having to step up for all the garbage wide receivers I have.
Hey, what's setting your sliders on? Who said that tight end has some breakaway speed?
And for Rosario,
He's
he'll walk out of here with
my
a
sliders are all default. It's on Heisman though.
for Texas A&M.
If you move the sliders too much, you'll start breaking the game. To me.
Oh, that's our guy, hero Rosario, who said he a dark horse for a Heisman Doak Walker Award this year.
He actually has the single season rushing yard record last season.
Oh yeah,
It was like 15 or 1600, I think. And it was the player who had it before was 1988 halfback, which if I had to guess off the top of my head, I think that might be Darren Lewis, number 25. I'm not sure.
okay.
But
Oh, so he had the school record.
yeah, I think Darren Lewis had a lot of records and kind of a tragic end to his story. I think he was like convicted of murder or some serious crime like that in recent years, which sucks. But so Rosario has that spot, even though it wasn't even my best team, wasn't even my best group of halfbacks. I just ran it enough, I guess, that he got the record.
Hey, let's go. Hey, it don't matter how you get there as long as you get it right.
Yeah. Sometimes. Certain things. And I threw the ball a total of 10 times.
No, I tell you, man. Hey, that method worked for Roethlisberger, helping him get his first championship. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Well, hey, bud, I'm logging off here. I got an early morning. Hey, thanks for having me on. Hey, we'll do this again soon, right?
Alrighty. Have a good
right.
one, man. And there goes the leg lock mercenary. So the game's a little bit longer when I don't set the conservative tempo, because that quarter would have been done, the fourth quarter would have been done a lot sooner if I had set it to conservative tempo, but I guess I just forgot or whatever. So I'm just gonna advance the week here real quick and take a peek at recruiting, see if we get any commitments coming in. So I think the next game is against Idaho. Okay, so we got a 3-star fullback right off the bat. That's good. And no, not Idaho. Indiana. Yeah. So I'm gonna take a peek at this real quick. See if got a lot of first and second place players. Got a 7th place. He's moving up. 4th. It's not too bad. Can't really say a whole lot right now because it's so early. We'll have to check that out in more depth as it progresses later in the season. But that's going to do it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As for me, I will be seeing you guys in the next one.